The Little River Band was formed in 1975 in Australia. They had hit songs like Happy Anniversary and Reminiscing. They sold 30 million records. This interview was conducted with them in 2009. You have the rights to the name Little River Band now, don't you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But how did you end up with the name?
Basically, the last one standing. What's interesting about Little River Band, it was formed in Australia, but it was formed with guys who were successful in other bands. So it wasn't something where people grew up together. They didn't bond because of a common element, or they weren't a garage band or anything like that. They had all been in different bands. They were brought together for a business plan. Vocals, conquer America. That was the game plan. So as they built the band and had some success, everybody started figuring, I know best. And the band split off into factions. And then they hired me in '79. And I came in '79. In '80 we lost a lead singer. In '81 we lost one of the writers. In '82 we lost the drummer. In '83 we lost another writer. And in '84 the drummer came back. In '86 the other lead singer came back. Then he left again in '88. And it was just this circus of
one big happy family.
One big happy family.
Revolving door.
And in the end, our success was over here in the North American continent, basically Canada and America. And they tired of the travel and all of that, and this is where I'm from, so it kind of just gradually rolled downhill to me, and I caught it.
Where are you all from? Chris, where are you from?
I'm originally from Virginia, live in Nashville now.
I'm from South Georgia and I live in Nashville.
There you go.
Born in Kentucky, live in Nashville.
Hey, you're all Southern guys.
Southern boys.
Bet you.
You had to be with other bands at times, I'm sure, right?
Indeed, these guys have got quite a history of artists they've worked with in the studio and on the road. He's played on a bunch of #1 country songs. I should let them tell you who they've played with and what they've done.
I moved to Nashville in the 80s, and in the 90s had a country band named Western Flyer, and we had some success on the country charts. And from there, worked with a lot of Christian artists, do kids musicals, et cetera, et cetera.
Interesting. I love Nashville, by the way.
I've been working mainly in the production and studio side of things for the better part of 20 years in Nashville, and this just came about 6 years ago. Has it been 6 years?
In Nashville, I played on a bunch of Dina Carter. She had a couple of hit records, played on a bunch of that stuff. And a guy named Earl Thomas Conley had 4 or 5 records. I played on that stuff too. In LA, I played on a bunch of different things too. I played on Del Shannon's last album that Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers produced. Got to play on that. A lot of stuff like that.
I know the public wants to hear the hits all the time, but
they do.
You try to offer new things, I'm sure.
Well, I liken it to, there's a cake that they love, and what we've done is we've just put some 2010 icing on it. And in 2012 or 13, we might re-ice it, you know what I mean? But what they get is they get the essence of the song, the emotion, and the memory that comes with it. But they'll get current sounds. If we came out sounding like 77 and 78, people would, it would sound tired and boring to them. And a new intro here, a new solo break here, some interactive stuff with the crowd, just to keep it more of a party than this kind of somber, serious thing. They hear the songs and they love them, but they're hearing them with new twists to them. So it just keeps everybody's ears perked up.
Do you guys agree that the repetition can get to you if you don't add nuances doing concerts?
Absolutely. I mean, but we love the music. It's a good band. We have a good chemistry. We work well together. So the product of that, I think, is that it's kind of a different show every night. I mean, we get inspired.
Somehow we manage to have fun with it every single night we play it.
I was talking to Wayne before we came on the air here about being on the road. How do you handle it? For instance, how do you handle it?
Got a solid home base. These guys are great to travel with. That makes a lot of difference, I promise you. Need I say more?
I feel a lot of love in the room.
We're gone from home at least half the year, 160, 170 days.
Yeah.
I tell you what, technology has helped a lot, because you can sit in a hotel room now with a good internet connection and you can Skype your family and you're looking at each other, as opposed to...
You're Skyping my family?
I'm sorry, I'm Skyping my family.
Surprise, man.
There is no denying that it wears on you to be away.
Yeah.
You can talk about stuff, but there are issues that, you'd like to be there to be dealing with and deal with as a team. And when we're out here, invariably his plumbing will break, his electricity will go out, my
His
house will
house
get hit by a
floods.
hurricane, and his will be flooded. So it's, you know, that's just the way it is. But the wives understand, and they know that's what we got to do. In the day when, you know, rock and roll was starting or whatever, if you weren't doing a concert venue, you were selling out by going somewhere else. Theaters were marginal, you know what I mean? We go to Vegas, you were 1 foot in Vegas, the old thing. And now it's like everybody's clamoring to go there and play those venues because they're clean, they're state of the art, and you don't have to a promoter doesn't have to take a gamble of putting 15,000 people in a venue.
And that's one thing that keeps this fresh. We'll play a festival, an outdoor festival for 12, 15,000 people one day. The next night we're in a 200-seat club.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're right here.
People say to us, "Why did you come to our little town?" And I always say, "Well, that's because this is where you live.
Yeah.
It's a different world, and that's what we have to do to stay out here and stay working."
Keep performing. We love the music. Okay, guys? Thank you.
Thanks
very
a
much.
lot.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
us.
having us.
Thank you for coming.